I swear I wasn't expecting to catch feelings this summer, especially not for the guy who literally threw a granola bar at my head on day one. But yeah, here we are. And trust me, it only gets messier from here. Before I expose the chaos that became my life, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss how this disaster of a love story unfolds. My name's Jaxon Reed, and my summer began with my mom dramatically shoving me out of the car yelling, "Make friends," as if that's something you can order off a menu. And that's how I found myself at Rocky Summit Youth Leadership Camp, a place that smelled like pine trees and teenage suffering. The moment I walked into the camp courtyard, someone launched a granola bar across the space, and it bounced off my forehead like a perfectly aimed insult. I turned to see a boy with messy dark blonde hair, smirking like he invented gravity. And that was my very first interaction with Mason Clarke, the camp legend, Mr. Perfect at everything, the kind of guy who looks like he jogs for fun. Basically, my natural enemy. Mason walked over, picked up the granola bar, and went, "Oh, sorry, was aiming for the trash can." Bro, I am the trash can now? What? And before I could clap back with my highest quality sarcasm, the camp director announced that we'd all be partnered for the first week. Please take a wild guess who I got paired with. Mason just shrugged and said, "Try to keep up." Like, sir, I didn't sign up for cardio or emotional trauma. Our first activity was the infamous Trust Trail, which sounds wholesome, but is actually a blindfolded walk through the forest relying on your partner. I repeat, blindfolded, relying on Mason. This had lawsuit energy, and of course, he guided me straight into a tree. "My bad," he said. My bad? He sounded like he'd accidentally bumped a shopping cart, not my skull. But then something weird happened. When I stumbled on a root, Mason grabbed my wrist, not rough, not teasing, just soft, steady. And for a second, everything went quiet. He said, "Relax, I got you." And I don't know why, but those 3 words rewired something inside me. Like, sir, you were just bullying me 5 minutes ago? By lunch, everyone already knew we were the rivals. Some kids even whispered like they were watching a live-action drama. Honestly, not wrong. Mason sat across from me, stole one of my fries, and went, "You eat like a stressed raccoon." I should have thrown the entire tray at him. Instead, I laughed. I betrayed myself. The next challenge was a canoe race. A normal duo might strategize. Mason? He just said, "Row like you're running from your problems." Bro, I am running from my problems. We tipped over. Obviously, straight into freezing lake water. But when we came up, dripping wet, shivering, Mason laughed this warm, bright laugh, and suddenly I didn't feel cold anymore. After drying off, Mason tossed me a camp hoodie. "You look like a sad, wet cat," he said. And yes, it made me blush. How dare he weaponize kindness after bullying me? That night in the cabin, I tried to ignore the fact that Mason's bunk was directly across from mine. I could see him reading with his stupid soft hair falling over his eyes. No thoughts, head empty. Only cute boy. He caught me staring. Of course he did. He raised an eyebrow and said, "Like what you see." I panicked so hard I pretended to choke on my own spit. But instead of teasing, he whispered, "Good night, Jaxon." And for some reason, that one simple good night hit me harder than any granola bar ever could. The next morning, we had the mountain hike challenge. Mason kept walking beside me, even though he could have gone ahead with the fast group. He said he liked our pace. Our pace? Since when were we an hour? At one point, I slipped on gravel. Mason grabbed my waist, and pulled me back. My heart left the group chat entirely. He didn't let go right away. And when our eyes met, everything felt suspended, like the forest was waiting for something to happen. Spoiler, I chickened out and looked away. By the time we reached the lookout point, I wasn't sure what we were anymore. Rivals? Partners? Friends? Something else? All I knew was, I wasn't ready for this week to end. Not if it meant losing him. After the hike, Mason and I lagged behind the group. He kept asking if I was tired, sore, dehydrated, dizzy, emotionally unstable. Okay, maybe not that last one, but still. Who knew Mr. Competitive cared this much? When we got back to camp, everyone gathered around the fire pit. Mason sat next to me, so close our shoulders touched. And not like accidental touching, intentional touching. What was I supposed to do? Sit there and pretend my brain wasn't melting? The counselor asked us to share our proudest moment of the day. Mason leaned in, whispered, "Your little slip earlier? Kinda cute," and then smiled. "Sir, this is emotional sabotage." When it was my turn to talk, all I said was, "I didn't die." Everyone laughed. Mason nudged my knee with his and said, "You did great." I swear I transcended physical form. Later, as we walked back toward the cabins, Mason kept brushing his hand against mine, not grabbing it, not avoiding it, just hovering, like he was trying to see if I'd pull away. And I didn't pull away. I didn't even pretend to. My heart was beating like an over-caffeinated squirrel, but still, I kept my hand right there, letting it happen. When we reached the cabin door, Mason paused. He looked at me with this quiet, unreadable expression, like he was trying to decide something important. I held my breath. He said, "You're different from what I expected." And then just walked inside. Left me standing there like a confused houseplant. The next morning, we had the ropes course challenge. Basically, climb a ridiculously tall structure while your partner below shouts encouraging lies like, "You're doing great." Mason promised he'd coach me from the ground. Spoiler, he lied. He said things like, "Just trust the harness," and "Don't look down," which obviously made me look down and question every choice that led me here. But when I froze halfway up, Mason's voice softened. "Hey, Jaxon, you're okay. I'm right here." And something in his tone made my fear loosen its grip. By the time I made it to the top, everyone cheered. Mason grinned like he did it instead of me. And honestly, that smile alone was worth the oxygen debt. Oh, speaking of cheering, if you're still watching this disaster of a love story, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next accidental heart attack Mason gives me. After the ropes course, Mason grabbed my water bottle and said, "Hydrate, champ." I wanted to reply something witty, but my brain chose violence and offered only static. We got paired again for the problem-solving challenge. They told us to build a shelter using sticks and tarp. Mason took charge immediately. I mostly provided moral support and existential commentary. At one point, Mason stood behind me to tie part of the tarp. His arms brushed my sides, and I swear my soul attempted to evacuate my body. He leaned in and whispered, "You're really warm." Bro, that's because I am overheating like a toaster oven. When we finished, our shelter somehow won second place. Mason threw his arm around my shoulder like it was the most natural thing ever. And my knees? They filed for early retirement. Later, during free time, he dragged me to the lake dock. We sat there with our feet in the cold water. For once, neither of us talked. It wasn't awkward, just peaceful. Mason broke the silence first. He said he liked hanging out with me. No teasing, no joking, just honesty. And it hit me harder than the granola bar did. I told him I liked hanging out with him too. My voice cracked halfway through, but we pretend it didn't. He smiled, this small, shy smile I'd never seen before. And then, he leaned his head on my shoulder, just lightly, just enough to make my entire nervous system reboot. I didn't move, didn't breathe, just let him stay there. In that moment, with the lake rippling and the sky turning gold, I realized something terrifying and wonderful. I didn't want this summer to be just a summer, not if it meant losing whatever was starting between us. The next morning, I woke up smiling like an idiot, which was concerning. Even more concerning? Mason was already awake, sitting on his bunk, staring at me. When I opened my eyes, he said, "You snore." "Sir, why would you start my day with violence?" We had archery class next, which sounded fun until Mason picked up his bow like he was auditioning for some heroic fantasy movie. Meanwhile, I held mine like a malfunctioning coat hanger. When I missed the target for the 15th time, Mason stepped behind me, guiding my arms. His hands were warm. His breath brushed my cheek. My brain? Absolutely fried. He whispered, "Relax your shoulders." as if I could relax anything with him pressed against me like some teenage heart attack delivery service. I finally hit the target. Not the bullseye, but close enough for a dramatic gasp from the instructor. Mason grinned and ruffled my hair, which should be illegal because my soul left my body. That evening, the camp held a mini summer festival. Lanterns everywhere, music playing, people laughing. Mason kept brushing against me, like he wanted to say something but wasn't sure how. He finally pulled me toward the lake. "Come on," he said. "I want to show you something." My first thought was, if this ends with a frog, I'm leaving. We walked down the dock again, the water reflecting the lantern lights. Mason looked nervous, actually nervous. For once, the confident boy had no smirk. He said, "I've been trying to figure something out." My heart immediately started doing parkour. Then he met my eyes and said, "You make everything feel different, better." And I swear the world went quiet, except for the ocean soundtrack playing inside my chest. I tried to say something suave, something cool, something romantic, and instead, I said, "Same." Just that. One single brain cell working overtime. Mason stepped closer, not inches, centimeters, close enough that I could feel the warmth of him, close enough that the air between us felt electric. He reached up, touched my jaw lightly with his thumb. My breath caught. Everything inside me paused, like the universe wanted us to stay in that exact moment forever. And then, he kissed me. Soft at first. Careful, like he was asking a question he already knew the answer to. I kissed him back, and suddenly the whole world felt brighter, warmer. Right. When we pulled back, Mason laughed under his breath, this quiet, relieved sound. "I've wanted to do that for days," he said. "Days. Sir, I've been suffering alone." We sat there for a long time, not talking, just leaning into each other, my head on his shoulder, his fingers laced with mine. Perfect, simple, impossible to forget. When we walked back to the festival, everyone seemed louder, brighter, happier. Or maybe that was just me floating slightly off the ground like a lovesick helium balloon. A group of kids saw us walking close and whispered, "Oh my God, they're holding hands." Mason squeezed my hand tighter on purpose. Chaos. Back at the cabin, I tried to sneak into my bunk calmly. Mason leaned on his bedpost and whispered, "Sweet dreams, Jaxon." The way he said my name should honestly be illegal. It took me hours to sleep. Not because I was anxious, but because I kept replaying the kiss like a broken record. If happiness had a ringtone, it was that moment. In the morning, Mason walked up to me in front of everyone, hooked his pinky around mine, and said, "Breakfast?" Like it was the most normal, couple-coded thing ever. We sat together the whole meal, sharing food like we'd been doing it forever. And every time Mason smiled at me, something warm unfolded inside my chest. When camp wrapped up that afternoon, Mason stood beside me, sunlight catching in his hair, and he said, "This doesn't end here, right?" I didn't even hesitate. "Not if you don't want it to." He pulled me into a hug, tight, warm, real. And right there, surrounded by pine trees and fading summer heat, I realized something simple. This wasn't just a camp crush. It was the start of something that felt honest, something that felt like us. And yeah, if you enjoyed this story, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and share it. Thanks for being here with me.